Hello lovely Notre Dame Prep School families, hope you are all keeping safe and well. I thought I'd share with you a bedtime story, or actually a story you can read at any time of the day, one that is a favourite in our house. I know lots of you love this author, written by Donaldson, the Smeds and the Smoods. By a Lubella lake on a far-off planet, there lived a young Smed, and her name was Janet. Not far away on a humblety hill, there lived a young Smoo by the name of Bill. Janet, like all the Smeds, was red, and this is what her grandfather said. Never, never play with the Smoos. They sleep in holes, they wear strange shoes. They jump about like kangaroos. No, never, never play with the Smoos. Bill, like the other Smoos, was blue. And these were the words of Grandmother Smoo. Never, never play with the Smeds. They have strange hair upon their heads. They sleep in funny thing called beds. No, never, never play with the Smeds. The Smeds on their lake liked nothing better than splashing about, getting wetter and wetter. But Janet grew bored of this watery play, and early one morning she tiptoed away. The Smoos jumped about on their humblety hill. They bounced up and down it, and they never stood still. But Bill was beginning to think, this is boring. So early one morning, he set off exploring. Janet met Bill in the Wurpler Wood, where the trockles grew tall and the glompoms smelled good. The two rubbed antennae and played all day long. She told him a story and he sang her a song. They climbed to the top of a gerberry coot and they nibbled its juicy and jellyful fruit. Until who should disturb them but Grandfather Smed, shaking his fist as he angrily said, Never, never play with a Smoo. They're such a nasty shade of blue. For the 100th time I'm telling you, never, never play with the Smoo. Grandmother Smoo was close behind, and this is how she spoke her mind. Never, never play with a Smed. They're such a dreadful shade of red. I'll say again what I've always said. Never, never play with a Smed. Years went by on the far-off planet. Janet missed Bill, and Bill missed Janet. But off they crept whenever they could to sing and play in the Wurpler Wood. The two of them grew and decided to wed. But what do you think their grandparents said? Never, never marry a Smoo. They're a beastly bunch. They're a crazy crew. They drink black tea. They eat green stew. Never, never marry a Smoo. Never, never marry a Smed. My dearest child, are you off your head? They drink pink milk and they eat brown bread. No, never, never marry a Smed. Janet and Bill stole out that night while their family slept and the squoon shone bright. They clambered into the Smed's red rocket because Grandfather Smed had forgotten to lock it. Bill pressed the button and Janet steered. And when their families woke up, they had both disappeared. The Smeds said, Your Bill must have stolen our Janet and taken her away to a distant planet. The Smoo said, It's Janet who's stolen our Bill and lured him away from the humblety hill. The Smoos climbed into their rocket of blue and they said to the Smeds, You had better come too. Suspicious and scowling, They soared into space until they reached planet Vumdrum, a dry and dusty place. The Vums had long arms which they waved in the air, but they didn't have any news of the runaway pair. The next stop was Lurgelstrop, covered in roses and watered by beasts with small eyes and long noses. They touched down on Grimbletosh that was coated in grime, and they searched planet Glurch, and they found nothing but slime. One morning, the Smoods found that they had run out of tea. So the Smeds shared their milk, which was as pink as can be. Then Grandfather Smed said, "My hair needs a trim," and Grandmother Smoo kindly cut it for him. They landed on Skloop, where the Skloopies wore kilts, and they flew to Kabloo, where the Clabs walked on stilts. They searched all year long, and they searched longer still, but they didn't find Janet, and they didn't find Bill. "Alas," said the Smooths, and the